Hey guys, welcome back. Um, Glad that you could join me for this little chat, this little discussion that we're gonna have. I'm gonna be starting a new series where we review, we preview patch updates. So we're going to be starting from 1.3. We're going to review it so far. We're going to preview 1.4, and then at the end of 1.3, as we come up to the last, couple of days, and we're moving into 1.4, we will give it an overall review and what we thought about it, whether it was a success, whether it was a miss, hit or miss, or whether it was just in between, a bit average, neither here nor there, and what we should expect from 1.4 as we get closer to 1.4. More official news come out, but for now we can discuss what we're kind of expecting from 1.4 and what we think we should be getting for as a player base on Genshin Impact. So 1.3 so far. If those of you that have been keeping up to date with the Lantern Festival and have been doing all of the daily requests that come out, all of all that glitters, the lantern right tails, doing your theatre mechanicus to tower defense, and buying up your Zhao market, you should be finished by now. So you've got enough, as you can see here, to buy out the entire shop. I've also got the 1,000 um, piece talismans to select my character. So if you complete everything that the game has to offer within the Lantern Festival, you can obtain everything in the Zhao market and still buy your character. I haven't picked my character because I'm still unsure between whether I'm going to pick Jing Shui or Ningguan. If the next banner is confirmed to be Hu Tao and Jing Sui is going to be on the banner, because I'm going to be pulling for Hu Tao, likelihood is I'm going to get a C6 Jing Kui. At the moment he's C4 and I want him at C6, so if I pick it, I'll get to C5, but I don't want to shoot myself in the foot if I get him C6 whilst on the way to getting Hu Tao, and in that case I will just pick Ningguan. But if I don't, then I'll pick him. So I'm just waiting for now, but it can be done. You can purchase your 4-star character whilst buying everything in the Zhao market. Um, where do we go from here? So I would say we're about at the halfway point. Yes, there's more events to come. We still got the Leyline double rewards to come with a couple of more other events. So it's not finished. So we're only going to be reviewing what we've got so far. And so far, I think in terms of rewards, reward wise, in terms of what you can buy from the Zhao market, stage 2, stage 3, and what you get from your daily Lantern Tales requests. So like, I can't show you now because I've done them all. I've completed them all. But you get 30 primary gems for each one with Mora, and some others give you a bunch of other little rewards. It's not bad. The rewards are good. I would say they're sufficient. It's not underwhelming. It's not overwhelming. It's not wow. That was a lot. We got a lot, or it was it wasn't enough. I'd say it's in between. It was just the right amount. But the actual content, the actual playable content, it was a bit of a drag. Now I understand it's the Chinese New Year and it's time for celebration, and I get that, which is why I can respect it, and I can say, you know what, let them have their celebration. I'm willing to celebrate along with them, along with this, Lantern Festival, and it doesn't all have to be about defeating monsters, destroying guys, because someone did say to me that during the Chinese New Year, it's kind of like taboo to talk about death, funeral, um, talking about the deceased. It's a time for celebration, and kind of celebrating the living, and celebrating the life that's in front of you that you have. That's what I've been informed what the Chinese New Year is all about. So with that being said, it would make sense why one, they haven't announced or spoken anything about Hu Tao, because obviously her career as the funeral parlor owner, so that kind of goes against the whole festival and celebrations. And it would also make sense why we're not getting events where we're going out slaying monsters, because again, just kind of doing something that maybe they don't want you to do. So I understand that and I get that. and I appreciate that. But as a player, the content has really left me and a lot of other people starved. I mean, we had requests running backwards and forwards. We was playing delivery boy or delivery girl. We was hanging up lanterns, and we was doing a lot of, like, I would say it's chores. We was doing a lot of chores. There wasn't any events or quests where we went out and we just absolutely got to put down enemies, boss fights or none of that. The only form of defeating monsters came in the form of the tower defense, the Theater Mechanicus,
Yes.
and we didn't physically outright get to destroy the monsters. It was our towers that did it for us, and we just basically sat back and watched while they were causing destruction. Now, for me, the event was fun. It was very enjoyable, at least for the first four, maybe five difficulty levels. Once you got into like five, six, and seven, it just became very repetitive. They didn't really change up the map layouts. They didn't really get creative with the maps. I think it was very. It started off in the lower levels. Okay, it was one lane. The enemies are coming down here. Stop them at any means necessary with your towers. As you moved on, you got two lanes, and then you got three lanes, three different paths. The enemies were walking down, coming out of three different portals, coming down different routes just to get to the one portal that you're trying to defend, and it was very repetitive. They didn't really get creative. They didn't make like wind tunnels where monsters could like bounce and fly across the map, and you know, or you could set booby traps, or like they didn't get very creative with it. It was very linear. It's just set mines and towers down. They're gonna walk in this line. They're gonna walk across here, and they're just gonna detonate. They didn't have any new enemies specifically for tower defense that could use their brains to outwit a tower, and so it was fun. Like I said, it was fun at first, but then became very laborious, and it became more of a chore to complete because you had to complete the stuff that was put in front of you if you want to buy out the entire Zhao market. And obviously, being the player that I am, I always want to gain and obtain every piece of resource and materials possible, especially if it's for free and it's not costing me any resin. But once completing it, and now that I have completed it, I have no desire to go back there. I'm not gonna play another single second of it. I'm not gonna be repeating any of the difficulty levels, um because that's just out of a sense of I've got nothing else to do in the game. Oh, let me just load up some tower defense, and I kind of don't want to be in that space. I don't want to be in that space. There should be something for us to do every single day. Now that it's finished, now that we've got tower defense out of the way, what is there for us to do? They always have these long gaps where we have to wait for the next piece of event, and it's probably going to be like a week. It's probably going to be like a week away where we get the next set of events that's going to tie us over to the end of 1.3. Because they always time gate stuff. They don't allow you to do everything in one go. It's today you can do this amount, tomorrow you can do the next amount, and the next day you can do some more until you finish it and you get to the end of 1.3. Um, do I think it's been successful? I mean, out of all the previous patch updates that we've had, not including 1.0 because 1.0 was released, so 1.1, 1.2, and 1.3. Out of all of them, I would say 1.1 has been the most successful. It was probably the best one, and 1.3 has probably been the worst. 1.3 has probably been the worst. So I felt like they've gone backwards in terms of their development, and kind of because a game like this that's brand new, and they're kind of stepping into uncharted territory with like a mobile game, a mobile gacha game, moving towards PC, huge player base that they've never expected. Like they need to evolve month by month, update by update, and I just felt like this was a step backwards, and it may leave a lot of people with less faith than they had originally. Just thinking, well, I kind of stuck around in hope that we was gonna get more um, to do in this update. But like I said, I understand that it is their Chinese New Year. It's cause for celebration. This necessarily wasn't going to be the biggest update. Um, it wasn't going to be obviously as big as 1.2 when we got Dragon Spine, because we got like a small, like mini little area, little region. Um, but it hasn't blown me away at the moment. It hasn't blown me away. I'm not too impressed with it. A lot of it was, we had 23 requests to do for the Lantern Right Tails, and almost all of the, well, at first it started off okay because it was new. I was like, oh, I'm getting 30 Primogems for each one, get a couple of requests here and there. But then when I started realizing that I'm gonna be having to do these every single day, and 23 of them, it started feeling like homework. Like I came home from school and I got homework to do, and it's just like I don't really want to do it, but I have to. That's how I felt. Like I have to do it, but I don't really want to do it. And I don't ever want to feel like that. I want to feel like every new piece of content is, I cannot wait to do this. I can't wait to do this. I can't wait to jump back onto this. And I felt like that was 1.1. 1.1, everything that they offered within 1.1, I thought was amazing. I couldn't wait to do it. I couldn't wait to play it. I just thought I could play it over and over and over again. And this just doesn't have that replayability factor for me. So out of 10, what would I rate 1.3 so far? I mean, it may all change when we, get towards the end and, they release their final few events. But I feel like this right here is the bulk of it. This is their main substance. This is their main event. And I don't think it's going to get better than this. I think this is the best. This is what we had to offer. Prior to this, we had what was it? The Merchant. We had the Merchant. I can't remember what it was. I think it was the Merchant. And each day we had to go and collect our rewards. And yeah, that wasn't too impressive. That was just something to hold us until this event came out. And this event here, the Lantern Rights, it hasn't blown me away. Out of 10, and I'm being generous when I say this because I want to give it a lower score. But like I said, it's because it's not finished and we have to wait and see. I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10. Out of 10, I will give this 1.3 Lantern Rights Festival so far a 5 out of 10. We will come back and we will review it at the end and we'll see if anything's changed. In terms of 1.4, what can we expect, or what do we expect from 1.4? Well, we can't expect, well, there's nothing officially confirmed yet. There's just a lot of rumors, a lot of if, buts, and maybes. A lot of talk of there could be a Venti rerun. It talks about, it looks set that Rosario, the 4-star polearm user, is going to be on banner as one of the new as a new 4-star character. But like I said, everything is just hearsay. Nothing is officially confirmed. But it doesn't matter what characters we get. It doesn't matter if we get Rosario. It doesn't matter if we get Venti rerun. It doesn't matter if we get a brand spanking new 5-star that we never saw coming. That doesn't make up an event for me. The banners that we get, the weapons banner, the character banners, that doesn't make up an event for me. What makes an event is the content inside of the event, and how much fun and how much enjoyability that you had playing through the patch update. And for me, I think 1.4, coming off the back of the Lantern Rights, where it was very chilled, very relaxed, we need something that is a lot more intense. We've had a cooldown period, just before this 1.3 and 1.2, we had the hyper status, and we had quite rigorous events that was quite challenging. So now we've had a cooldown period. We're here, we're relaxing, we're chilling, we're running around playing delivery boy, delivery girl, hanging up lanterns. It's all fun and games. But giving us a bunch of rewards, a bunch of primal gems. We got Kaching as a banner, as another cool off period for people to not summon, because you don't really need to be summoned on Kaching banner. So it's a lot of saving, a lot of relax and rest and recovery. I'm expecting 1.4 to be hectic. I'm expecting it to be very rigorous, and not rigorous in the sense that they've got us doing all of these quests and running backwards and forward, but rigorous in terms of there's a lot of battle, there's a lot of combat, there's a lot of mechanics involved. No more like NPC. No more. The bulk of it is NPCs involved, and it's just us out there doing what we need to do, slaying enemies, doing events, playing in co-op, playing with our friends. You know, co-op events where we're having fun. Because this co-op as well in tower defense was maximum 2 parties, so you couldn't even play with 4 people. So whereas you normally play with a group of 4 friends, now you can only play with a group of 2. So hopefully that's all reverted. We're back to 4-player co-ops. You know, manic events, and just a bunch of stuff to do. Hopefully we get new weapons, new 4-star weapons, because in this event we didn't get no new weapons. Well, we haven't got any new weapons so far, but we haven't got no new weapons, no new 4 stars, no new as in like in the Dragonspine region we got a bunch of 4-star weapons. We got swords, claymores, catalysts. We got a bunch of weapons. In this update, we haven't got no new weapons. We got 1 crown, not 2 like in Dragonspine. So hopefully 1.4 it all picks up. We get a lot more for our buck. And hopefully going forward they continue to progress in that direction, in that manner, because at this moment in time a lot of people have got level 90 characters and they really can't put them to good use. We don't want our level 90 character sat in tower defense just chilling, watching a pyro mechanici or cryo mechanici defeat enemies. That's not what we signed up for. But like I said, it's still early, it's still young. I'll give it a 5 out of 10, 1.3 so far. And hopefully 1.4 comes good and it delivers on the big time for us. But until then, stay tuned to the next episode. It will probably be in a couple of weeks when we get into the very end of 1.3 after Kaching banner ends, and then we get the 3rd banner. As we approach probably like the final week in that last banner, I'll do another video just recapping everything that we had as a whole in 1.3 and just saying how I see it and giving it an overall score out of 10. At the moment it's set at 5 out of 10. We will see if that improves or if it worsens by the end of 1.3. So thanks for watching. Remember, hit the like, hit the subscribe, and stay tuned to all the future episodes of Rate That Patch Update. Thanks for watching.